Okay, no sweat. No sweat. Just hang tight. Okay. So, okay.
I can hear you though.
You can hear me?
Like, yeah, I can hear you through it. See, look,
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Okay, cool, cool. All right.
I can hear you though.
Okay. You can hear me?
Like, yeah, I can hear you through it. See, look,
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Okay, cool, cool. What about now?
yes, sir.
You still hear me? Okay, hold on. Nah, can you hear me?
Count.
Okay. All right.
Hold up. Let me check and make sure. No, okay, yeah.
Okay, no sweat. All right, let's get this show on the road, brother. All right. Shalom, Israel. This is Priest and Officer Haraya Allah out of ISUPK, Connecticut. Out of ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. We started out at 1 West 125th Street. Since 1969 to now, we've been out in the streets here, waking our people up. The 12 tribes, the Black, Latino, and Native Indians, and bring them back to the Lord. Bring them back to the Most High. Understand that when we're out here and we're working, we're here to we serve a purpose when we're here. I know a lot of y'all might think we're just a bunch of angry men that, you know, that nothing's going right in our life. So we just go out on the corner, we get together and just start screaming at everybody because we're just that damn mad. Now, part of that is true about being that damn being mad, but we're not mad for that reason. What I just said, we're mad because of the oppression that we see. We're mad at what is being shown blatantly on social media and on the media of what's being done to our brothers and sisters out here in every hood, in every ghetto, in every slum you can name on the within the four corners of this earth. Because this wicked kingdom is not for us. And understand, as you can see day by day, the Most High is bringing it down. And one of the reasons they bring it down is because our people, the Lord's people, the 12 tribes, have still not come back to him. Our people are still caught up in what this world's customs and culture. Give you an example. How many of y'all celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday? I'm sure a lot of y'all did, if y'all not in the truth. And the ones that's in ISUPK, I pray and hope you didn't even give a thought of that. You know? But understand that when you celebrate something like Valentine's Day, the Lord don't acknowledge that when y'all praying over the food, when you're sitting here and you're thinking you're doing something real special for your wife, your husband, boyfriend, etc. When you're out there celebrating that, you're disrespecting the Most High. And the Most High, he don't like to be disrespected. Nobody likes to be disrespected. And how you're disrespecting the Most High, how anybody that celebrate or take part of any of the customs of this world, of what this kingdom, of what our oppressors put out in front of us to celebrate and to deal with, you know, living here in this captivity. The Most High don't like that. Now, brother, give me Amos 5 and 8. I mean 5 and 21, excuse me.
Count. There's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 21. I despise your feast day.
Read that again.
Khan.
This-
I hate.
and hold on a second, brother. And understand that this is the Most High speaking right here. Go ahead, brother. Read.
Khan. I hate. I despise your feast day.
This is the Most High saying, I hate. So for all y'all out there that think that the Most High is all love, is all fuzzy and cool and all lovey-dovey-dovey, the Most High have love. The Most High hate. The Most High gets angry. And you know when he does that? When he see his children, when he see his people following Valentine's Day, following Christmas, following Thanksgiving, worshiping gods and idols that he clearly states in the Bible not to do. So understand that the Most High is a jealous power. The Most High is an angry power. And the Most High, understand, he's gangster. He's not this soft-spoken Christian that's timid and just rolling around like, like everything's gonna be peachy cream and nice. He's an angry and a terrible power. He's a man of war. So read that again, brother.
Khan. Amos 5:21. I hate. I despise your feast day. And I will not smell your solemn assembly.
And he will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Most High is not smelling. He's not sitting here when you're praying over the food. When he's sitting there, when you're sitting here holding hands, doing whatever you're doing, praying. The Most High ain't hearing that. For what? Why would he sit there? Why would he sit there and and give a blessing to you disrespecting him? You don't bless a child when a child goes against what you tell him. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, a child sit there and disrespect you and curse you out." You don't turn around and give them the keys to your car or pay for anything for them. Salaki, brother, that's you in the background? That's a noise back there?
Nah, Salaki, I don't want.
Yeah, Khan, just, when I'm talking, if you could just be a little quick with the mute, put your phone on mute.
Khan.
Baba Kashad, Tawad, I appreciate you. Understand that, the Most High, he don't acknowledge none of that. So you thinking he's going to bless the food? That Most High don't acknowledge because you're already disrespecting him. I don't know anybody on the face of this earth that will sit there, allow somebody to disrespect them, and still be happy and content and look out for them. You just got to be sick. If you're female, you're naive, and if you're male, you just gullible and just gullible. You're simple. Because at the end of the day, you got to give a certain level of respect to people. You got to. And I'm not just saying people, the Most High, first of all, you got to respect the Most High and give all honor and praises to him, first and foremost. But a lot of our people don't do that. A lot of our people in these days is still running around looking up to a lot of our women out there that are, first of all, let's start with the men. A lot of our people out here looking up to men out here that are effeminate. A lot of our people look up to a lot of these entertainers that you find out later on they're not as masculine as you think they was. They've done compromising things to get to where they're at. Not taking away from their talent. But this kingdom is so wicked that in order to make it and to get to where they're at, it's things that they're going to have to do. There's a lot of things that they in their spirit may not be happy with it. That's why a lot of them you see turn to drugs. They get on drugs heavy, and they end up they committing suicide and so forth, because they know in their spirit there's things that they've done that they should not have done. But these are people that we look up to: entertainers, athletes, actors, actresses. Then you got the females, our sisters, that this wicked kingdom have rolling around like whores, dressing like whores, rapping about doing whorish things to random men. They glorify it to the point where they make it seem cool to our younger sisters. So when they grow up, they want to be the Megan Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's, the whatever females out there that's rolling around with they ass out. Excuse my French. Glorifying whoredom. If not 90% of them. 90% of them. In order to make it out there, they got to somewhat dress sexual and appealing. Now, I'm sure there's a few artists out there that might not be like that, but you really don't hear about them. Because if you want to make it in this kingdom, you have to go against everything in these scriptures. That's why the Most High tells you, don't put your heart into worldly things. Put it into spiritual things. I'm paraphrasing, So understand, in these last days, we don't have time to play with, do I want to be in the truth? Do I want to follow? I dig what these brothers are saying, but I still want to, if you're a weed head, smoke my weed. If you're sleeping with whores, still sleep with whores. If you want to be a homosexual, you still want to sit there and be flaming, If you, and so forth. You want to be a drug addict, you still want to be a drug addict. You want to be a pedophile, so forth. Whatever your lust is, you're not going to want to give it up. You're not going to want to give it up for the simple fact, because a lot of our people inside, in order to give something, they want to get something. They want something tangible to get physically, where they don't have to, where they can say, all right, well, I traded in not doing this, so I was able to get this, like the little stimulus package and so forth, the little money, little extra money. Of course, who wouldn't use what was given to them from the government? The government owes us more than what is it, 614, 2000, whatever the stimulus money they give out. America owes the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians more than that. That's crumbs. That's like throwing crumbs to a dog. The little stimulus check and so forth that they're doing. But in their eyes, they feel like they're doing the right thing. And in a lot of our people's eyes, All a white, all our oppressor have to do is just show a little bit of giving, and a lot of our people will flock and say, "Look at them. Look at Massa. He's nice to us. They're not bad people." But forget about all them thousands of years that their ancestors have sat there and have wronged our ancestors. And even to this day, wronged our brothers and sisters to the point of taking their life and taking them from their families and destroying their families. So understand that when the Most High sets out, and you see more so than ever, that's why you have the COVID out here. You have these storms out here. You have, you name it, there's a lot of people dying. They dying just like that. These are not the times now to be playing around. These are not the times to be saying, you know what, I'm going to be lukewarm, you know, I'm going to come to the classes, but I'm still going to go out there and smoke weed. It's like you're either in or you out. You're either going to live this truth, you're going to have it put into your heart, into your mind, or you just going to sit there and half-ass and put yourself in a position to die. Understand that following these laws, statutes, and commandments is giving you life. Coming back to the Most High, understand that you're given protection. The Most High puts a hedge over us. When you come back to Him, the Most High delights in that. The angels delight in that. You know? But understand that you're playing in dangerous waters. And when I say you, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. I'm not talking about no other nationality and no other nations. Understand that we are the Lord's chosen. The covenant was given unto us. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, I'm sorry, Slovakia. I know I went on. Let me, give me Lamentations 5 and 2, brother.
Khan.
Yeah. You Tawara?
Yeah, Khan.
Okay, no sweat. No sweat. Go. Take your time. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 2.
Go ahead.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Why is that? Because we disobeyed in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, excuse me. We went against what the Most High told us. We've been a rebellious people for years. We've been warned to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You go all the way from Adam, you go down the timeline to Moses, Yahushua, you know? And still to this day, a lot of our people don't listen. A lot of our people don't listen. So what did the Most High do? He read that again, brother? Just read.
Khan.
Hmm?
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
Go ahead, brother.
Our houses to aliens.
Our houses to aliens. Who you think living in Israel now? In Jerusalem? is not us, the 12 tribes. Who you think living in America now? Now we're here. But who's running America right now? Aliens. These damn Edomites. Our oppressor, Salakia. Our oppressor is what do you call it? Is aliens. We owned all this land. Our brothers, the Gadites, the Issacharites, the Seminole Indians, the Reubenites, Tahinos, owned here. This is America. This is their land. But this is their land that was stolen. Why? Because the Most High have sat there and said enough is enough. How could we be so selfish as a people, our foreparents, and even now, to know that our king, our brother, gave his life for us, only for us to be doing the same thing we've been doing for years? How disrespectful is that? How crazy does that sound? That we have a brother, a king, our leader, Salakia, our savior, that gave his life for people he never even met, probably. Some did, some didn't. Just so we could get another chance and get it right. And as you can see, with all these storms, with the COVID, they're coming into different, it's turning up, a new strain coming in there. It's going to be more. Like Commanding General Yohana brought out when COVID first happened, he said, this is the beginning. It's about to get turned up. It's going to get turned up. And a lot of people, you're going to start seeing more and more people passing away. A lot of our family members that are still in the world, you're going to see bodies is dropping. It's doing it now. Every day, you're hearing somebody, loved ones passing, dying. If it's not COVID, they caught up in an accident. They caught up by our oppressor. It's just, things is just happening. Because the time is getting short. We're living in the last days. So understand that you want to get right. You want to make sure you're right. You want to make sure you're following these laws, statutes, and commandments and trying to get closer to the Most High. You're trying to redeem yourself from your ways. You want that old person of you being in this world to die. You want that new person to be born. But understand that going around still idolizing and looking up to whores, looking up to effeminate men, it's not going to get you in the kingdom. It's not going to sit right with the Most High. Only Lord knows, Salakia, who's going to make it in the kingdom. But understand that you want to at least be following the law, statutes, and commandments that are in these scriptures. And you also don't want to take that chance of disobeying the Most High. You don't. That's playing with fire. That's playing Russian roulette. Now, drop that, brother. As a matter of fact, go ahead. Read down. Read down.
Khan. Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity.
Whoa. No, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. No, you're going to verse 3.
Verse 3, Salakia.
No. Don't sweat. Honest mistake. Go ahead, brother.
I was way off. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Salakia. We are orphaned and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
Yeah, to this day, we're orphans and fatherless. And our mothers are widows. Because understand that a lot of our kids are in foster care. And I'm talking about Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The kids are fatherless. Because the father, if the mother ain't ran them out the house, the father's doing years in the hundreds. Like, a lot of our men are on lockdown in the penitentiaries. And understand that a lot of our women, if they ain't put them there, are broken because of that. And when they have kids with a man that's on lockdown, it's an added stress. It's stress on the man and it's stress on the woman. Some of the men are murdered because they're murdered by the hands of our oppressor. They're murdered by the hands of our own. Why? Because they're doing things that the Most High tells us not to do. Not to commit adultery, sleeping with other men's women. That could get you murdered. Selling drugs and being caught up in the drug game and fighting over territory. Most High tells you don't do that. Sleeping around with whores, catching AIDS, diseases, dying. There's numerous things. We could go on with the list. Being a pedophile and so forth, a homosexual. You know what I mean? Understand that. Hold on. Yeah, Shalakia. Yeah, Khan. Yeah, so the water for that. Gabal Moth. Yeah, the water for that. Yeah, so understand that our mothers and the mothers are widows, like I said, because the men die, the men get caught up, you know. It could be a simple accident, but understand that it's stress on both parts, the men and the women. And understand that in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, we understand. Because we in the business of having and restoring and building back black households and families. So we understand the pressures that go on. Understand that we build black families. We keep black families. We keep black households together. When I say black and Hispanic, and Native Indians. Understand that in order for us as a people, and I'm gonna in order for us as a people to get that back as men, we gotta take responsibility. We gotta break that monotony, break that cycle. That because at the end of the day, we're head of the household. There's an order. Most High, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which y'all know is Jesus Christ. Man, woman, child. So in order for us to regain, first of all, we got to come back to the Most High. We got to sit there and hold it down and get closer to the Most High, get into these scriptures, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because in order to get your household right, you got to be right. In order for you to get right, you got to come back to the Most High. Because when you come back as a man, you see the men in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana. We keep our households together. We deal with each other according to these scriptures, whether in the truth or out the truth. Because these laws, statutes, and commandments, these scriptures are life. That's the book of life right there. So go read 4, Salakia. You there? Ak?
Salaki, I still had the mute on. Salaki.
Yeah, no sweat. Go ahead. You can read 4.
Verse 4.
Sure.
We have
Hmm?
Salaki, I want. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
Yeah. Now, we've drunken our water for money. You got to go in the store now. Water's supposed to be free. That's a natural resource. You got to go inside and get get your essential water. You get your, your alkaline water, or you get the regular Poland Spring, or you get the rusty tap water, You get that New York gin, that rusty tap water, And our wood is sold onto us. Understand that the same wood that our oppressor is chopping down in the forest is the same wood we got to buy to build a house, to repair our house, to do anything, to build anything. All that was free when our ancestors, our brothers, and sisters, the Gadites, it was free. You had to build whatever. You just go with your axe, chop it down. Now you got to go to Home Depot. What is that? Lowe's. You got to go to all these damn lumber yards and buy the same wood that is natural, that grows out there, out there in the forest for free. You got to pay for it. That's why when we say our oppressor is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, the so-called, these red devil dogs, that's because they are. And it's not because of the complexion. It's because of their content of character. Because that's wicked. You got to pay, hell, you got to pay for air. You got to pay for water. You got to pay for the same wood that grows for free. So, the question I ask is, our oppressor, are they paying tithes to the Most High? Because they sure as hell making a killing off all those natural free resources that the Most High put out there for us. Not at all. The white man's a goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. Understand that he's been oppressing black, Hispanic, and Native Indians for all these years, and the time is now. If you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you have to tighten up, and you got to get yourself right, get your mind right, and come out of this wicked kingdom, this wicked world, this wicked society. Okay, read the next one, brother.
Khan. Verse 5. Our necks are under persecution.
Mm-hmm.
We labor and have no rest.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. That's because we're in slavery. The Most High is not letting up on us until our time is served. Understand that the Most High, he gets what he wants. Understand with the Most High, anything that goes on when you're dealing with him is not up for negotiation unless he says otherwise. So what's the moral of the story? Fear the Most High. Listen to the Most High. Worship the Most High. Pay homage. Do right. Listen. We can't do that though. Why? Because we're rebellious, hard-headed, stiff-necked people. And understand that it has to take for a lot of us to get that fire lit to our ass, excuse my French, in order for us to get it going, to even wake up. It's like you gotta get hit upside the head with a bottle or something. And I'm not telling anybody to do that. You know, that's just that's just me just being, facetious, But the point I'm making is, in order to wake up, something gotta give, Let me get Exodus 34 and 14, brother.
Khan.
Uh-huh.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse 14. For thou shalt worship no other God.
For what?
For thou shalt worship no other God.
For thou shalt worship no other gods. Now this is the Most High speaking. Go.
For the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power.
For the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. This is Slaki. This is the Most High. This is Moses speaking. The Most High is a jealous power. Understand that when you sit there, and I brought up before, when you're sitting here and you're worshiping, you worship all these Greek gods, all these idols, all these statues, you name it. And when you celebrating these pagan holidays, the Most High do not appreciate. The Most High don't like that. You as a father, if your child was to sit there and you tell them, all right, I don't want you eating red meat anymore. But your son gravitates to his friend's dad and he's like, oh, well, he eat meat and I'm going to eat red meat because I think it's cool, and you're going to feel disrespected as a parent, as a father. Now, depending on the age of the child, you correct them. You give them another chance. You correct them. But how many times are you going to correct your child when they're doing the same thing over and over and over again? That's blatant disrespect right there. So what do? You got to light that fire to that ass. Excuse my French. Today, a little excessive with the verbiage, but Salakia. But you get my point. You got to turn it up on them. Like the Most High turned it up on us, where he put us into captivity and stripped us of our land, stripped us of our place on the face of this earth, and put all these other nations that were under us, above us. Read that verse again, brother. If you Baba Kishah.
Khan. For thou shalt worship no other God. For the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power.
The Most High is a jealous power, and you don't want to play with him. We've played with him. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there and act like I wasn't out there doing things. I ain't going to run down the negative things that, no. Damn it. I was out there doing the same thing. robbing, stealing, selling drugs, etc. But you get the point. We was out. There's a lot of us that's out there. That's ex drug addicts. Ex whoremongers. Ex you name it. Ex murderers, thieves. Understand that when we talk, and when you see the men in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana, we talk through experience. We sit there and we talk because we know we've been there. We understand the pain and the suffering that you're feeling. You're feeling hopeless because at the end of the day, when you look on the TV, if you're not watching Commanding General Yohana and the men in the ISUPK under him, you don't see no black black leaders out there. You don't see no masculine men out there trying to build our people back up. What you see is a bunch of greedy, dirty, Christian, greedy dogs out there just wanting to take your money and take advantage of our people. Because our black leaders have let us down. Our black leaders have left us out there. But Commanding General Yohana, ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, we're not there. We're there for the brothers and sisters and families eating out of garbage cans, looking for the next meal. We're there for the brokenhearted, the ones that have been taken advantage of, the boys, the little boys and girls that's been molested and raped and taken advantage of, the women that's been raped and taken advantage of, the men that have been duped into believing that they can be a part of this American dream. We're there for the ones that are lost, that are broken in spirit and feel like nobody's there and have their back. For the brothers and sisters that's on lockdown in these prison systems. ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana is here to be, and we're there for you wholeheartedly. We talk the talk, we walk the walk. We're here to do the Lord's work. We can be out there like everybody else. We can be out there like you, sitting there, ready to go hang out, go to a bar, get drunk, get wasted, go to a strip club, so forth. We could be doing the same thing y'all doing. But see, the thing with that is we don't do that anymore. Our old ways, that old man within us is dead. That old man that I once was back in the days is not there no more. Your slate gets clean when you come back to the Most High. Understand that the Most High turns a blind eye. He winks at your ignorance. He winked at our ignorance and gave us another chance. So understand, if you feel like what you've done is wrong and you feel like you can't come in here, brothers and sisters, come in here. Because your slate will be clean. But you can't go back and do it. Once you come back in here, understand that the Most High, now you're on the clock. Once you come in here, you can't go back and do the things that the Most High tells us not to do. Because now you're going to be charged for it. Okay, drop that. Let me get an Apocrypha Baruch 4:1.
Con.
All right.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of the commandment of the power and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Read that again.
Now, a concert.
Hmm.
This is the book of the commandment of the power
This is the
and
book, Salaki. This is the book of the commandments of the powers. Go ahead.
now a concert.
Hmm.
And the Lord that endureth forever.
And the law that endureth. Understand that these laws are forever. It's not a time period on these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High have out here for us. Read.
Now a con. All they that keep it shall come to life.
And all they that keep it shall come to life. Understand that you don't come back to the Most High. You're walking around. You're dead. Your spirit is dead. You're just dead. You're walking around like you're a dead man or a dead woman. Understand that when you come back to the Most High, that means you want to live. But when you don't come back to the Most High, that means you rather die. You rather just go out and just die and just take your chances. Why play with fire? What's the rule of thumb when, or what's that saying? You play with fire, you get burned, right? Why get burned? Why not avoid the fire and not get burned? But a lot of us rather get burned to wake up, but sometimes that burn may be too late. Go ahead, read.
Now a concert. But such as leave it shall die.
But you such as leave shall die. That's why I said you can't be lukewarm. When you come into this truth, when you come back to the Most High, you can't be wavy, because what's going to happen is the Most High, he's going to hold you responsible for now your actions. Whereas before you came to him, he was not. He was watching you. He was watching you. You know? But at the same time, you got to say to yourself, and this goes for every black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, how many of y'all have walked past a camp and saw the men of the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana out there in the streets teaching or online teaching? Understand that we're hitting the four corners of this earth, and nobody can say they've never heard the word. They've never seen the word. And then it's going to get to the point where everybody now, you can't say you never did it unless you're somewhere in some country that, nobody knows about, and you're stuck on an island somewhere. And the only thing you got to eat is just fish, and, you have limited food. And it's gotten to that point. It's gotten to that point. Because there's people that see us, that walk past us, and I'm talking about our people. I'm not talking about other nationalities. We give a damn about them. We can give a damn about them. We don't care about them. We care about our own. We want our people to live. We don't want to see our people die. But understand, when you don't come back to the Most High, when you don't step forth knowing that you heard this, and you don't wake up, there's a strong chance you might be a casualty. Okay, let me get verse 2.
Tell the concert. Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Go ahead.
Now, God, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Give not, give not thine honor to another,
Go,
nor, go ahead.
give not thy honor to another. Go ahead.
Now, sir, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Do not give no honor. Do not worship or praise or give honor to another. Because once again, like the scripture said, the Most High is a jealous power. In Exodus 34:14, the Most High is a jealous power. Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. What's profitable to the Most High? His people waking up. Not somebody of that's black, Hispanic, or Native Indian trying to convert our people into Islam or Christianity or something else that goes against the Most High. Read.
Time of concert. Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to the powers are made known unto us.
Right. O Israel. It didn't say, O the whole earth. It said, O Israel. It didn't say, O the whole world. It says, O Israel, singled out. Israel, a particular people, a particular nation. Happy are we for things that are pleasing to the powers that are made known to us. Happy are we. Yes, we're happy because we have an option to live or to die. To take hold to these laws, statutes, and commandments, or to ignore these laws, statutes, and commandments. So happy are we that the Most High even allow us to know, to give us a chance to read and to start off fresh and have a fresh start. Read.
Concert. Verse 6. No, Slakia, I don't want. Verse 5. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Ye were sold to the nation, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the powers to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemy.
Yeah, ye were sold to nations, not for your destruction. The Most High ain't trying to kill us. The Most High allowed us to be sold to the other nations, not for Him to destroy us as a nation, but because ye moved the powers to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. We got the Most High angry, our Father. We provoked Him to wrath. We moved Him to wrath. So his thing now, you don't want to listen? He put us on a timeout. He put us on a serious timeout. And the timeout's almost up. So the question is going to be, are you going to be 10 toes down, following these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High? Or are we going to sit back and run behind your Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and get caught up in necessary nonsense that are distracting our people from coming back to the Most High? Read 7.
Kind of a concert. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to powers.
For ye have provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the powers. Because we sacrifice. We sacrifice. We cook dinner for Thanksgiving. We cook dinner for Christmas. We have Valentine's dinner and so forth. All these pagan holidays. We sacrifice unto devils, unto all these pagans, all these idols, all these deities, and not to the Most High. You ain't paid reverence. You disrespected our Father, the powers to be. And that's why we're in the state and condition we in right now. We in hell. Okay, drop that. Let me get Leviticus 26 and 31.
Con. Mm-hmm. Leviticus. Shaki, what's that?
26 and 31. Take your time and get it, brother.
All right.
All right.
All right. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 31. And I will make your cities waste.
And I will what?
And I will make your cities waste.
This is the Most High right here. Go ahead.
On the concert. And bring your sanctuaries unto desolation.
Go ahead.
And I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors.
And the Most High will not smell. He said, and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation, and I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors. The Most High, He's not dealing with this. He's not sitting here when you think you're praying to Him. He's not listening to that. He's not listening to when you're getting together and praying. So you're not praying to Him. You're praying to Caesar Borgia. You're praying to a homosexual. You're praying to a child molester, a rapist, a murderer. A thief, amongst other things. That's who you're praying to. Read.
Kavakan, sir. Slovakia. Verse 32. And I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies will dwell therein, shall be astonished at it.
Go ahead.
Verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
Right. And I will scatter you among the heathens, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolated, and your cities waste. Understand that the Most High is not playing. The Most High is not. He is about His business. You sit there and you disrespect Him. We provoked the Most High to anger. And the end result is how we're living now. The end result is our people going against one another. You know, our people developing Stockholm Syndrome. Our people, just have nowhere to turn to and just taking anything possible that they feel can bring some kind of hope to them. That's why a lot of our people are in these Christian churches. A lot of our people join these Muslim mosques and all these other religions because when they see numbers, our people are fascinated with numbers. And as you can see throughout the Bible, the Most High don't deal with numbers. The Most High will take few men and conquer armies. The Most High is not fascinated with that. What's the scripture? Many are called, but few are chosen. I believe it's in the book of Jeremiah. Many are called, but few are chosen. So understand that it takes a certain man to be in this truth. It takes a certain woman to be in this truth. To follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. But this is something that you gotta want. This is something that you know you should want. You want life. You want to live. Follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Stop being a slave to your lust. Stop following and falling weak and not being disciplined. Okay, let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 10.
Con. This is the book of Ecclesiastes.
Excuse me, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Salakia, brother. In the Apocrypha.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never what?
For like as if iron rusted.
Never what?
As if iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Read that again, brother.
Khan. Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thy what?
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy. This is the Most High speaking. You never trust thy enemy. Who's our enemy? These other nations. These other nations that have stolen our land, that have raped, robbed, and murdered, and try to dismantle. Who's our enemies? The so-called white man. These devil dogs. The Asian. The African. The East Indian. And so forth. Anybody that is not black, Hispanic, or Native Indian is our enemy. Anybody that come up against this truth, if you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, is our enemy. Although they're still our brothers and sisters, but when you're not in this truth, when you're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, you disrespect the Most High. And anybody that disrespects the Most High and don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments is an enemy. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware.
Yo, brother. Read the scripture again, Salakia.
Though he humble himself and go
No,
crouching.
read verse 10 again, brother.
Oh, Salakia. Never trust thine enemy, for like as if iron rust so is his wickedness.
So for like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So understand that iron rust, so is his wickedness. So that rust is the wickedness. So understand that if you're out there and you're out there in the world, you can get positive, but you rust, you're still gonna smoke weed. You're still gonna be chasing whores. You're still gonna be molested and raped. You're gonna follow your lust because you're not in here. So when I said, yeah, you're gonna be an enemy because you're gonna go against everything. Anybody that don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments is an enemy of us. Now you come into this truth, you're still brothers, but understand that, and sisters, but understand that you're still, when you're smoking weed, when you're being a whore, when you're being a homosexual, when you're being a drug dealer, a murderer, a thief, these are things that the Most High despise. And if the Most High despise it, we despise it because we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Those things are evil. Drop that. Let me just get Ecclesiastes 7:7. We're gonna end it with that.
Count, sir. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely what?
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. So if you have any kind of wisdom, if you got any kind of visual that's in here, understand that when you see us out there and you see us blazing on the microphones, we are mad as hell. When you see us out there and you hear the aggression, you hear the pain in our voice, it's because we're mad as hell. Because the oppression that's going on within our people is troublesome. When we out there seeing our daughters as whores, when we out there seeing our sons effeminate, and our men sitting there and can't do nothing or choose not to do nothing, it's angry as hell. When we sit and see our oppressors laughing because they killed one of us, it makes us damn mad. Read.
Count, sir. And a gift destroyeth the heart.
And a gift destroyed the heart. And a gift destroyed the heart. You get the stimulus check. Oh, this president ain't that bad. We got 2 stimulus checks. So, they must love us after all. So all that Black Lives Matter and we gotta stand up and protest and die. You get hit with a stimulus check, all that died down. Why? Because a gift destroyed the heart. Understand that in these last days, the only thing that's going to help us and help us get through this madness that's going on now is coming back to the Lord. Understand that in order to come back to the Most High, you had to shed yourself of this world. And by shedding yourself, you come into ISUPK, you find a school near you. You find the nearest school in your city. You go on the website, isupk.com. You get in these classes. You do your 90 days, get your name. You come into school, and you see the brotherhood and the sisterhood. You see the true love of one that we have for one another. And I'm not talking about that Christian, that little, foofy, nonsense. I'm talking about real genuine love, real genuine brotherhood and sisterhood up in here. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yashabrakatham. Yahweh Shema Alatham Hashem Yashai. I'm priest and officer Kurah Ya'ala. That's my time.